had to close their doors because of the same issue. So, have you saw a negative impact as you traveled through the state?
Absolutely, and that's an issue that we've been trying to deal with for over a year now. When these regulations came out under WIOA, is the federal act,
Yes.
and again, well-intentioned but administered very, very poorly. And if you're not familiar with this, if you've got adults with disabilities, there are facilities across the state and across the country that help them to be employed. A lot of times it's on, I'm not sure what the jobs are we are, but it's a lot of times it's on a piece count basis where they're assembling parts and they get paid on the number of parts they assemble. And it's a supplemental income, but some of the happiest people I've seen are the ones working in these adult services centers. And honestly, I don't think they care how much they're getting paid. They care that they're getting a paycheck every month. The Honeycomb restaurant in Arkadelphia is one you're talking about, where they're closing it down. And it's heartbreaking to see things like this happen. And that's the Department of Labor. That's a federal agency sitting in a cubicle in a great building in Washington, D.C. with a broad brush, writing a rule that affects every single community across this country, and they have no understanding of what that rule is doing. That's why we've got to regain that Article 1 constitutional authority, so that when they make that rule, it has to come back before your elected representative to say, yeah, that can be the law, not you, Mr. Bureaucrat, writing the law.
Well, like I said, we've been working on different solutions, and then Friday I was able to reach the Arkansas Rehabilitation Services director.
So they've got to have counseling, which they don't have enough counselors in Arkansas Rehabilitation Services to.
Well, this is the thing, she told me that, and I haven't found this in writing yet, but that the federal funders say that clients cannot be hired for provider-owned businesses. So if that's true, that's the case, then we couldn't employ our clients under any circumstances. And honestly, we have several that would not be able to work.
Yeah, and again, this all sounds, there were probably some bad actors somewhere in this concept of sweatshops where you had people in there working and being mistreated, but that is not the case in any of these facilities I've been to. I dare anyone to go to one of them and watch these people work and tell me they're being mistreated in any form or fashion. Just a classic example of something that I think was working excellent.
Yes.
And somebody from way away comes in and messes it up. And of all those things I talked about, that restoring Article 1 constitutional authority affects our lives in so many ways. If I'm going to Congress and voting ways that are contrary to the way the majority of the people in this district want, then elect somebody else and put somebody else up there to do the job. But you have no voice when it's an unelected bureaucrat writing the law.